special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Special day it is. It is a terrific Tuesday. That means my co-host this morning is Jamie Burlington with Meadow Healthcare Center. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday. And by phone, we do have our own Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
And whoever did this rain dance, yay. Was it not crazy?
We needed it, though.
Did anybody sleep through that? Did you sleep through it?
I did for a little bit, but then my power kicked off, but it did that a couple of times,
right.
But it came right back on, so thankfully.
What about you, Melissa? Did you sleep through the rain? The storm?
No, I didn't know it was going to rain because we don't watch the news a lot. And so I woke up with like this big bang, and I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, it's a storm.
It's the rain. We haven't seen rain in a while like that. So I know I was just thinking about my plants and my flowers outside, just sucking all that stuff up, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's crazy because we've had so little rain. The earth was just like, you know, it took a while for it to actually get in there and sink in and do its thing. But I was so thankful for that.
Yeah, we needed it.
Yeah. And electricity went off. For those that are wondering what happened last night, I talked to someone with slept right through it. And I'm like, how could you have slept through that?
Lord.
I mean,
now my son did, you know, but I feel like he can sleep through about anything.
Good for
days,
him,
right?
Though. Really, to be that deep of sleep, that's good for him.
Nice.
Yeah. But much needed, and very happy and very welcoming to have the storm and the rain. The rain's what we really
right before we bring all our plants in for the
winter.
winter.
one last Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, with that, also we might be able to get over some of these burn bans that we're in. You know, these burn bans are very dangerous. You know, and then of course with the leaves falling, the dry leaves and all the.
Yeah, it makes it that much more dangerous for sure.
Yeah. So hopefully that cleansing. I think the air feels cleansing. Yeah.
It always smells good after it rains too.
Yeah. One of my daughters said, it smells like Florida this morning. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Yeah. We can pretend, right?
Right, yeah, just close your eyes.
All right, Jamie, we need to thank our sponsors over there. Do you have them?
I do.
Okay, awesome.
So our sponsors are Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's Fox Perlee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Lane Consulting.
All right, thank you to our great sponsors. And let's see what today is real quick before we get started. We do know that actually on Sunday, I think we talked about this yesterday, we officially came into fall, so fall has fallen now. Totally justified for all of your decorations for fall. Going to the 24th day. I want to say happy birthday to my daughter, Allie. Today's her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
And Festival of the Latest Novelties. Okay. I don't know. I don't even know how to participate in that. I don't know how to. It's a festival, but I don't know how to participate. How would you? Your latest novelty, right?
I feel like it's a big deal if they stump you. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Melissa, what do you think on that one?
No, I can't think of the latest novelty. I'm old. I don't know. You can ask a teenager.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. This is also, hey girls, this is Gallbladder Good Health Day. Take care of your poor gallbladder. For those, now, don't people have their gallbladder removed? Some people. So for those,
a lot of people have their gallbladder removed.
okay.
It's pretty common.
There we go. And so you can do without a gallbladder. Okay, but we're celebrating today, Good Health Day. So try to, I guess, maybe eating right, eating rest.
All those things I don't do.
Yeah. Eating right, getting rest, taking care of your gallbladder. Okay. What are you doing today? Today I'm taking care of my gallbladder.
Right.
I can't possibly do anything else today. I can't schedule
Everything else has a day. It should have a day too.
Yeah.
It's got to function.
I can't schedule anything else today.
Today is my gallbladder day.
I'm too busy.
Right?
All right, clear your schedule, girls.
Yeah.
Okay. Kiss Day. Oh, there we go. Now, much more exciting than.
Like the band or the smooch?
Well, I think the smooch. It shows the
Okay.
smooch.
Gotcha.
I guess it could be whichever. Yeah. That's better to clear your schedule for, right?
Yes, absolutely. I seen them 1 year at Louder Than Life, and they put on a really good show. They
I
really
was
do.
there at the Louder Than Life one, and whenever they actually hurled over the audience, they went on a string, or what, not a string, a cable.
Yes.
And they went over the audience on that cable.
Oh, how yep, I remember that. That's so crazy. You were there too.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
And I tell you who else is really good? Alice Cooper. Like, you just don't.
We were at the
people
same
just.
show, Jamie.
Yeah, we had to have been. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's funny that you went to that because so it's Melissa. We're gonna go. Did you go to Louder Than Life and see that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, Alice Cooper was somebody that, like, I'm going to just be honest, I was always kind of scared of. You know, he's kind of odd, he's kind of out there. But, of course, when you read, like, about him and hear about him, he's really intelligent, you know what I mean? So it's just a show. So I thought, I'm old enough now. I'm going to put on my big girl pants, and I want to go see him, okay? So I saw Kiss, which I've seen Kiss before. They're always fantastic.
Right.
But I stayed. I was in front row, so I didn't want to leave. So I was waiting for Alice Cooper, and while I waited for Alice Cooper, on the next stage next to it was Rob Zombie.
Yes.
Which I'm going to be honest, I would have never got a ticket to go see Rob Zombie. Like, I don't know why, it was somebody not on my radar. Right. But he was fantastic. I thought he was wonderful. He was so good. So then I was front row with Alice Cooper, which, do you not realize that's like conquering your fears?
Oh,
that's
for
like
sure.
A huge,
especially front row like that, because he's very much a show.
He is a show. And he was wonderful. He was fantastic.
Huh.
Yeah. I didn't know where it was going to go at times. I thought, where are we going with this?
Right.
But he
he tied it all in.
He tied it all in.
Yeah.
It made me feel better.
You don't really see artists doing that a lot anymore, I don't feel like. Like Kiss puts on a show, Alice Cooper puts on a show, like, I don't feel like people do that really.
I agree 100%. The only other one that really puts on a huge show is Cher. Like, now she does a whole,
that'd be awesome.
Like, because she has all these wardrobe changes. She does a lot. She's very much into a show too. But you're right about that. Kiss is like that. Alice Cooper is like that. Yeah. So that's the cool thing about Louder Than Life. And now I've got tickets. So for people that would like to go sign up on my Facebook page. Share for a chance to win, because Louder Than Life is so much fun. It really is. It is a lot of fun.
It really is.
Just be prepared.
Yeah, it's not your typical concert.
No, it's just not. I have to say, be prepared. Okay.
But I'd have to say though, like, I feel like they'll have a good time this year, just because maybe the rain will cool things down.
Absolutely,
and that year it was really hot.
Yeah,
really hot.
Right. well, Bourbon and Beyond was this past weekend, and it was really warm there.
I bet.
So, yeah, you just had to drink plenty of water, you know, and take care of yourself. Now,
And
also,
take care of your gallbladder.
take care of your gallbladder as you kiss. Also, last year, Green Day ended it, and that was fantastic. It was a perfect way to end it. Just like you put a bow on it and sent the package away. You know what I mean? It was just good. It was just perfect. But, Melissa, have you been to Louder Than Life?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Sean and his friends used to go every year. He really liked it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's so many different groups, and it's groups that maybe you wouldn't have, like, you know, I've normally gone to see. But you give it a chance. And I'll tell you what's funny is Bourbon and Beyond. Have you ever heard of Beck, B-E-C-K?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've heard of him, but like I've never listened to his music much, you know. But he performed at Bourbon and Beyond, and he's wonderful. And I didn't know a lot of his songs, but there's one song that he sings to. Oh, hang on. Why? What's wrong with me? I'm just completely stuck in my head, and I've been singing it always. 2 turntables and a microphone. 2 turntables and a microphone.
That's a mouthful.
It is completely, but it's been in my head completely. And that is stuck in my head forever. But because that's the way I started here at WSLM, 2 turntables and a microphone. It's completely, I could relate to that. But anyway, but he was really good. And I had never heard of, I've never seen him in concert before, so really good. But of course, Matchbox 20 was wonderful. And then of course, Sting was fantastic too. So yeah, those were good. Yeah. But anyway, so onward ho with our concerts, right? So a little bit of concert break there. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I like my concerts though.
I do too. I do
Fun.
too.
It's just an experience, you know. It's something a little different.
Definitely an experience, yeah. And it can be whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can stand back and and watch, or you can get up really close and be a part.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, at Louder Than Life, if you want to be a part, then be prepared to be a part.
You're probably one of the tiniest ones and pushing your way all the way up to the very front
You
row.
get up to the front, yeah. Well, and there's a lot of, and I'm just saying it, I'm not complaining, just explaining. There's a lot of crowd surfing going on.
There very much is,
And
yeah.
there's a lot of people that don't know properly how to do it.
Yeah.
They don't, you know what I mean?
You kind of got to be a little seasoned for
You
something
do,
like
you
that.
do. Yeah. Or the mosh pit, be prepared.
Lord, yeah.
All right, onward ho we go. Do what?
I said, do you know how to crowd surf?
Well, they went to put me up, and I said, oh, no, I'm not the one. I am not the one. No. I do know how to do it, but I'm not the one. No, I'm not going up. No,
Right.
no. They were like, this guy, and I didn't even know him. He was like, let's go. Well, let's put you up. And I was like, no, I'm not the one. I'm not that person. But when you do, you have to like kind of go stiff. Like you don't want to. But there were like people would drag, their legs would hang,
Right.
and that would hit. It would hit you. Or they don't know how to do it. There needs to be a crowd surfing 101
Right.
video of how to do it properly, so that
I mean, I feel like between your gang and like mine, like we could probably make a small little crowd surfing.
yeah,
we could do that
right,
video.
right.
How to.
how to do what to do and what not to do.
Right.
Okay. But it really, and I know I'm gonna get some backlash because I know people enjoy it, and everybody to their own. It's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? But
I'm too much Murphy's Law. Like anything that can go
Can't
wrong
go
is
wrong,
gonna
gonna
go
go
wrong.
wrong,
So
yeah.
I'd like come out of there with crutches and
right.
all
right.
kinds of craziness.
And I know it's fun for people, but it's not. I enjoy the concert. I want to hear the artist. I
For
want to
sure.
really focus on the artist instead of who's coming over hitting me in the head with their foot.
Right. Yeah.
And usually, like, if they have a boot.
I want to remember it.
I actually would hide. I'd go down.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's just a little bit. Be prepared. But for those that are enjoy it, and people are laughing, having fun. They're enjoying it, and good for them. To each their own. Yeah.
I love how people get dressed up in character even
Oh, they
and
do.
go to things
Absolutely.
like that.
Yeah. Well, in Bourbon and Beyond, they did the Beach Boys. A lot of people dressed up,
Oh, that's
Hawaiian
cool.
style and stuff, which is fun.
That's super cool.
Yeah, really cool. Very cool. This is, so anyway, so make sure you do sign up to go Louder Than Life. Always a fun time. They pack several concerts in the days that they do. So,
Yes,
in that
they do.
experience. Yeah.
Yes, they do. There is a bunch.
Oh, for sure. And everybody's so nice. Now I do find that is so, everybody is very polite and very nice.
Very. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. For
Yeah.
as large of a crowd,
Yeah, that many
it
people,
is.
and everybody's very kind and nice. Yeah.
people maintain pretty well.
They do, I think so, definitely. This is Lash Stylist Day for those lash that have their lashes on. Get your lash, right? National Bluebird of Happiness Day.
Oh.
Melissa, you like bluebirds?
Yeah, I like bluebirds. I'm a bird person.
Do you? What's your favorite bird?
Oh, I would say I like to watch the woodpeckers in our area.
Oh, that's fun. They are fun, aren't they? Very entertaining.
And hawks. I love hawks.
Hawks. Oh wow, that's cool. Well, I have a story about a hawk. Okay, I'm gonna go. Is that okay if I share it? So we were standing in the parking lot, Brad Gilbert and I, and there's this huge, like, it's like a tree limb, big limb, and Brad said, "Is that an eagle?" And I said, "Well, it's got a brown head, but we do." And I said, "I don't, unless it's young, you know, but usually they turn white, you know, but
Right.
they do start off with a brown head." He goes, "Is that an eagle?" And I said, "No, I don't think it's an eagle. I think it's a hawk, or you know, I don't know because it's got the brown head." And I said, "Look how it's staring at us." And he goes, "Becky, it's not looking at us." And remember, my cat was right by my foot, or laying on my foot. And he goes, "It's staring at her." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!"
Get the cat.
Yeah, so I swooped the cat up, run her and put her, and she's like, because she's scared. Now,
Sure.
this is a good cat, and she's a tame cat, fantastic cat. But when you scare a cat, let me just tell you, claws are going to come out. So she was ripping and tearing into me.
Oh gosh.
I said, well, because I scared her, you know, swooped her up so quick
Right.
because I'm thinking this hawk's going to get her. And so I threw her in the radio station, and of course on the camera you could see all this. So it was pretty entertaining to go back and watch me
Right.
getting attacked by this cat and throwing her in the door. So I get a call from Greg and said, "What are you doing?" And I'm trying to save the cat. So then when I go back, the hawk's got its wingspan, which is unreal. Like mad. He's mad.
Right.
You just took my breakfast. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You took my
You
breakfast.
took a snack.
You took my snack. He's got his, and he didn't do, you know, I was just like, "Bring it on, buddy." You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you have to watch them with small animals.
Yeah.
I mean,
very much.
if you have cats and dogs, you know, I mean, you have to watch them. They'll swoop them up. And I know that he was looking for that cat. When Brad said that, he's not looking at us. He's looking at her. It was so funny. It was so funny. It was scary though at the time.
Yeah, he was like plotting his way on how to get around you guys, probably.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Or would you
Oh.
two move so I can get my breakfast?
You're right.
We we had a hawk one time that had babies right beside our house, and they come every year, and they put them out of their nest before they can fly. But I didn't realize this until I did some research, and so I felt bad for this little hawk. Well, he wasn't little, but he was still very small compared to a hawk. So I have leftover sushi at the house. So I took the salmon and chopsticks and walked out there to this teenage hawk and fed him with chopsticks. And his mom just sat there the whole time and stared at me from the tree. But they come back every year, and I think they're always the same ones.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, Melissa, that is so cool.
That is so
And that
cool,
it would
yeah.
eat from you. I mean, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I
Now,
think they are.
he ate from chopsticks.
I think they are a bird that migrates back to the same spot. Geese are that way.
Are they? Yeah.
Mhm.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Now, Melissa, that's a cool story. And I know now, I mean, I wish it would have been on film. That would have been so cool to watch you feeding a baby hawk.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I didn't notice the mom, and then Jeff, whenever I walked back over to the porch, he goes, "She was sitting there watching you the whole time." And I said, "Well, she knew I was being nice,
Right.
I suppose."
She was probably saying, "Where's mine?"
Right.
You got
You
any
didn't bring me
extra?
any sushi. What the heck?
Got any extra?
I want salmon.
But again, that would be, but as any mom, we're happy whenever you take care of a child of ours,
For
right?
sure.
You know what I mean?
But usually they're pretty
Protected,
yeah.
yeah.
Birds can be pretty
So they
mean.
kick them out before they fly?
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks before that they can actually fly.
So what do? They just, I don't mean, okay, so you kick them out of the nest and they just land on the ground?
Yeah, they live on the ground for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so the one stayed in our yard, and then the other ones went over to to the Jollies that live across from us, and one of them stayed on their milk can, like on their front porch. They have one of those milk cans, and then the other one stayed in my yard.
How cool.
That's really cool. So then they just learn to fly then while they're on the ground then, I guess?
I guess like they just like have to get like strong enough to be able to start flying, and I kind of wonder if it's not a way to make sure that they can, like nature's way of ensuring they can fend for themselves, like the kind of, I don't know, battle of the fittest or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of ours died.
Most of yours died?
No, they survived.
Oh, survived. I'm sorry. I was like, okay.
When I
what we
had
call
the
that,
one that
that ended
Dolly's had,
sadly.
they made it.
I love that. I was going to say, please tell me they all lived happily ever after. I always like those stories better than the other.
Oh, that's so cool too that he like returns and
Now that's
you know,
really
visits.
cool.
Yeah.
What if the one that like the sushi? I mean, what if what if he like really like comes back every year just to like
Eat sushi.
I get yeah, that's really cool though. Now that's cool. I would have to say one of my favorites is I love the eagle though, and I love that now that we've been protected. It's been so protected that we have eagles now so much in our area.
Well, and like you said, like those birds, their wingspans are like crazy big, because one day I was driving home from work and like a bald eagle like swooped down like in front of my car, and his wings were like as wide as my car. It was crazy. But I told Jeff, I said, I saw a bald eagle like right up close.
Wow.
When the kids were little, I'm sure they still have at the zoo, but we're the birds and it's got the wingspan of each bird, and like your kids could go up there and put their arms and see how big. I always thought that was so cute.
Yeah.
We've got several pictures like that.
That
Every
is
year they're like a different bird every year.
They start off a little blue jay and onward ho. Well, and I love red birds, and I love what's the little one
I like the yellow ones, the little finches.
Finches are adorable.
I like those.
What's the little one though that are real fast and you put the red liquid
hummingbirds.
Hummingbird.
Yes. I have several of those, and I have several red birds and hummingbirds, which I enjoy. And I don't, they just come to my flowers. I don't actually have the liquid out for them, but they're enjoying my flowers. They're getting something from them.
There's certain kinds of flowers that like attract hummingbirds, and then there's some that like attract butterflies even.
Oh yeah. I've seen more butterflies this year than normal.
I have too.
Yeah.
Now I know that there was like a butterfly release recently at one of the cathedral Catholic churches, maybe in Albany or something.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's cool. Delaney's got a thing on their property that's got some kind of plant. Don't ask me what it is, but it's supposed to attract butterflies.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, that's cool. So what's your favorite bird, Jamie?
I'm not really a bird fan, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they kind of freak me out. Yeah, like I've been attacked by geese and chickens before, so I'm like, if it's got feathers, I don't want anything to do with it, really. It's not very cuddly.
Yeah, right. National Cherry Jubilee Day. Ooh, Cherry Jubilee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you like that, Jamie?
Yes.
What about you, Melissa?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, me too. National Punctuation Day. Punctuation. Yeah. Okay. This is also... It's Thanksgiving in somewhere. Is it SCHWENTFELDER? Schwenkelfelder Thanksgiving. Okay. All right. Well, get out and enjoy.
Right.
Yes. All right. Do I hear turkey and dressing? Yes. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. That's right. All right, so get out and enjoy. All right, we're speaking of that, Melissa, we're going to talk about some of the things going on. We've entered into fall officially now, so we could talk about it. And let's find out what we're going to talk about, a little bit of holiday stress, maybe?
Yes, I feel like that every year around the holidays, like even though, it's a couple of months off before we have Thanksgiving and then 3 months till Christmas, I feel like that people are already starting to possibly plan their get-togethers and their gatherings and things like that. And so I think that you should start now if you're going to try to decrease your holiday stress. And so the first one, the thing that people need to do is to plan ahead. And if you're going to be, like having a get-together with people that maybe they, live across the country, or they're not, local, that you can meet up and kind of make plans, you can do like a virtual meeting on your computer and kind of treat it, like a business meeting, and try kind of keep this, the gathering, think of it as like a work get-together or something that you're really going to plan out. And if you would do that for your personal things as well, it would help to decrease the stress when the day actually arrives.
Okay. All right, and so when, like, approximately you think, like, start now kind of planning, let's start thinking, maybe, I know we have
Dates
Halloween and stuff, like, kind of get your Halloween plans, and then, of course, we're going to jump into Thanksgiving and getting your Thanksgiving plans, right? Is that what you're thinking about, kind of?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, I think, too, that it's good to kind of, let's say that we're doing a pitch-in, okay? Or everybody's getting together. It's nice if everybody helps out. It's not so much on one person, or if you kind of tell everybody like their specialty, or what would you like to bring, like will you bring a side item, and what do you want to bring, so that not everybody's bringing the same thing if you're doing food, or if it's on the trick or treat, like what houses are you going to go to, what area do you really want to focus on, because you could go all night long and you won't get every place you want to be, especially if you're going to go visit family members.
And it's really tough, I think, for people who have small kids.
Oh.
Because you're just dragging your kids everywhere, and they're just over it, and everybody's full by the time you get to the second family's house, and it,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
kids are tired, you're tired.
Well, sure, and then, like, if you kind of go over that, it's a fun night, but, unloading, loading them back in their car seats, making sure they're buckled before you go to the next place, and I know that family loves to see them, and it's very important, especially like if you have somebody maybe that's shut in, have it, don't get out very often to come and see, but to hit every place you want to go, and then of course they want to take their time and eat the candy and unwrap the candy.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to come in, just unwrap and then head out.
Yeah,
you'd like to have that quality time as well.
Right. So planning this is a good thing, Melissa. Yeah.
Well, and another thing that you can do with like the Halloween portion, like if you have family members, that maybe want to come over, maybe you could have like a small like gathering like after you get back to your house from the from the Halloween, and they could see your kids still dressed up, and then your kids could show off to like their grandparents or something the candy and things that they got, and they'd be able to spend some more time with them rather than just trying to stop places where that you're going to get stuck there and then get behind and going to other houses.
Right. Yeah, true. And I think it's also a good schedule, because I know that we're putting on the one there at the museum, and that'll be the Saturday before Halloween. And I know before that, though, there's going to be several Pekins putting on one. I'll get the dates. I can't remember right now. But Pekin was going to have one earlier in the month of October, which works out really well, and it's always really successful and fun. And I know there's other ones too. I'll make sure that I advertise all this when we get closer. But like, there's several different activities that you could take your children to, which is fun to do if you're looking for that. And there's some you will be able to participate in, some you won't, maybe time-wise. But you'll have options, and that's always good to kind of have that organized about on what you want to do and if it's doable.
Right.
So by the end of October, our children in our area should have more candy.
The dentist's office are booked that month. That's their
very much
busiest
job
time of the year.
security for all of our
Right.
dentists out
Yeah.
there. Let me tell you.
Dr. Mindy Gunn. Oh, that's I, isn't
That's
it?
I,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
she's
I.
I. Well,
Which
maybe
one is it?
but
She has the
but-
caters to cowards
but
sign.
I don't know, but Mindy Gunn, maybe your eyes will, after
So much
after
candy.
watching all that candy, maybe you will need to see Mindy Gunn. After seeing all that candy, your eyes might
Right.
it might really take a toll on your eyes. But that's good though,
Yeah.
And of course we'll go over all the safety rules about making sure that you go to the houses and safe, and stuff like that. You have to
And communities, Meadowview, Salem Crossing,
Oh.
come up there. I mean, they love to see the little
Mhm.
trick-or-treaters, first off.
Right.
But, you know where that candy comes from, and you know that that's
Absolutely.
safe. So that's
Yeah.
always a really good place to go as well.
Right. And you guys always do a great job. Meadowview and Salem Crossing both do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And give some good candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always a fun time for sure. So it's something that, that is good. But I think like just kind of putting it in our mind, going back over to schedule them, Melissa, is a good thing. Good thing to do, and kind of be a little more organized on that, so it's not panicking all at once.
Well, and also, even like the Halloween costumes, if you plan those ahead of time, you're not like rushing around at the last minute trying to do something for the kids, or, if you like ask in advance what they want to do, you can start planning in advance. Because I know one year, Sean and Ashley, for Halloween, I was in nursing school and I was busy, and we, at the time you would go buy your costumes, at the store. So we went to the store, and the only ones that they had left was Ashley ended up being some kind of like a scary tomato. There was some kind of film out that was about tomatoes or something.
Wait, this is
And
hilarious.
Sean was a pink elephant.
Oh.
And it was like, that's the only ones that fit them. So I should have planned ahead, and the
Yeah,
kids.
but I kind of love that. I kind of love that.
The
I feel
randomness.
like Mother Earth just gave you some fun ones. I mean, who would have chose that normally? But my goodness, that's
Right.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Melissa, I think I look back on that, I kind of love that. A pink elephant and then a scary tomato.
Yeah.
I mean, that is great.
Right?
Yeah.
They definitely probably stood out amongst the crowd of
Well,
other kids,
I'm kind of in favor of that now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, but I do.
Until the last minute.
Yeah, I kind of like that last minute. It really
Yeah.
that kind of came through very creative. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, you'd have to be pretty awesome to pull those off.
Right? Yeah, not everybody can do that.
Yeah, they're both very awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Well, I think it is true though that the costumes a lot of times do go quick.
For
And
sure.
I'm though.
Well, they have Christmas stuff out already now.
I know. But people, you got to. I always justify it because I think that you have those that maybe this is their first Christmas. Maybe your newlyweds.
Yeah.
This is their first Christmas. Or if you are wanting to change and buy different decorations, need new decorations, you can buy little by little instead of all at once. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt it's better on the grocery bill. Let's say you're getting your groceries, and let's say you go get some ornaments, just a little bit of ornaments, and you're not buying all at once. It's not so much. And I think that, and let's face it, if they had Christmas out, people would buy it all year round. I mean, people buy Christmas. I mean, there's Christmas stores, specialties.
There's a place I think in Bedford on the square. It's
Yeah.
like a all year round
Christmas.
It's 2 stories, I
Yeah.
even think.
Yeah.
When I worked at a different community, I took my residents there one time. They had a couple ladies that were big crafters, and they
Yeah.
were looking for craft stuff, and it was like I'd never been in there before, didn't even know that place existed, but they had a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, in like Holiday World, they have a special Christmas
Yeah.
store you can go in, and of course, I think up north there's some different ones that have them. So I think that's. I don't think it's. I think it's more of a. Let's. I mean, I know people are kind of already. I love Thanksgiving, but.
Me too, food.
But don't even give me if you plant a seed of Christmas to me, I'm there. I love Christmas. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I just love it. And matter of fact, I can play Christmas songs anytime. You know what I mean? I can listen to Christmas. I can watch movies and songs anytime. So I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And actually, they were doing the unboxing over at Walmart, and I was trying not to get in the way, but I was like, what do we got? What do we get
Right.
here?
Peeking over.
What's coming in? What's coming in?
The first time I ever did Black Friday shopping, you know, when you walk into Walmart or anywhere like that that's doing big sales, they have everything like, it's almost like saran wrapped or so you really can't see what's in the boxes until they do their big finale
unboxing.
thing.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it went from like calm, cool and collective to like insane madhouse.
Crazy.
Like
Crazy.
people running each other over, carts everywhere. Like some of these ladies are brutal when it comes to Black Friday shopping.
That is true. That is true. I think they're trying to do better on that. I think they've learned to have more quantity. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Have a lot more. I think at first, like, they realized, you know, they just had a few things, but now they have so much quantity. I think everybody, you know.
Well, it seems like the last couple of years, there's some stores that don't actually do it on a Friday. You know, like
they kind of stagger. They've been staggering it a little bit, so it's not so
which
much.
is a good idea, I think.
Good, great idea. Yeah. So, I feel like it's not as like it used to be intense. Like I'm with you on that. I was there in those intense days.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I'm one of those. I'm not going to be intense. You know what I mean? I back out and watch. You know, because it's kind of funny to watch.
Oh, people watching, yeah.
People watching's the best.
It really is.
Melissa, do you dive in there and get busy?
There was a time in my life whenever I would have went out and tried to get everything I needed on Black Friday, but we haven't done that for several years. It just you can buy a lot of it online, so we've gotten bad about doing the online.
Right.
And they have, what is it now, Cyber Monday that follows Black Friday?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Right. Which works out well too.
Yeah,
I think there's so much of it more like added to like that it's helped out a lot as far as people being, you know, and what I love though, I do love to go, but I also go knowing that keep low expectations and kind of just see, you know what I mean?
Right.
See what happens. But I do love the people watching, and I like to see everybody, and I think the spirit, if we're good, you know what I mean, the holiday spirit fun. And then you see those ladies that have matching shirts. You know what I mean? No, I love watching this. They'll have like, you know,
it's like they're a team.
Yeah. And they'll have even like their hats on. They'll put like a Santa Claus hat on. They'll have.
We're here for the big screens.
I'm like, you go, girls. And I always love to tell them, you got this. Look, you look fantastic. I love that. Good for them. You know what I mean? Or you have Holly Thompson out there who goes out. No, Holly is one of those. Yeah, and she'll get in there.
I can see that.
No, she is. And usually a lot of times I'm on the radio, but she'll call in and she'll tell me how things are, and she's been up all night long, and she's got her van, plus she probably needs like a wagon. She's probably got a U-Haul behind her pulling. Right. She's all about it. And then she'll go through, like, she called me one time, she was going through the White Castle line, and like it was all backed up, and we talked forever in that line. And when she got up there, she was, it's time for me to order. She ordered one burger and a Big Red. I said, you were in this line for over an hour for one burger.
Yeah,
one
no doubt.
Little White Castle burger and a Big Red. And then she realized, because she'd been up all night, she realized how funny that sounded.
Right.
And I was like, that's crazy. It's so funny. I listened to her order, and it was so funny.
Yeah,
but anyway.
And White Castle's kind of like that. Like, it's good about one time a year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was like 2 in the morning or whatever. You know what I mean? She's so funny. But anyway, so you've got them, and Holly's got it down to a science. Like you said, she organizes though, Melissa. She has like where she's going to go. You know,
she's got a system.
She's got a system down. It is a science to her. Okay, she's got it down. Yeah, I'm not that. I just go. You know what I mean? Now I did when the girls were little. I did stay. Remember Toys R Us? That was so many years ago. We stood out for, hours in the snow, and I remember I couldn't get warm enough. I mean, I had layers and layers and layers outside of Toys R Us staying. They had those little, they were little mice-like. They're not mice, but they're little.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
There they are, right here. I have them here at the studio because My daughter was done
Nostalgia.
with them. No, it's funny because my daughter was done with them. She was going to throw them away. I said, "Oh no, I worked way too hard to get them."
You know how long I stood in the cold for those?
Yeah. Those things will be with me. I don't know what they're called even now, but they're little mice, and they talk and they move around.
Right. They roll.
They probably will come back. They're retro right now. But yes, and they had different colors, and I'm looking right at them, but I don't know what they're called. The little mice. Do you know what I'm talking about, Melissa?
I have no idea.
Oh, it was a day of blizzard when those things were standing there, and they wouldn't let you in early. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And I remember just thinking, will I get
You have to
them or
pay
not?
your dues. Stand
You
outside.
do pay your dues.
You know.
You do. But thank goodness those days are over. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, but
See, it says there's a thing called little live pets that are
Is
mice.
that what they were?
no, they've got another name. I don't. Let me see if it even says it on it.
I bet it does on the tag.
Okay, I'm gonna have to see if I can see it. What it tells. Listen. They make noise. Of course, now the battery might have. I do play with them from time to time just because, but I have them because I was like, I've worked too hard for these, and they actually had their own. Maybe see if you can see it, Jamie. What's it say on it? I don't even. It's crazy that I don't remember what they are. I thought I'll never forget the name of them.
Zuzu pets.
Zuzu pets.
Zuzu pets.
Zuzu pets. Anybody that yeah, they were a big deal years ago, and they even had like a ball. You put them in a ball and they can go roll around like a hamster.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I never wanted, she wanted a hamster, and this was the other alternative, not to get a hamster, so there we go.
Oh. I had a couple different hamsters, and man, those poor little guys, they just never, only the strong survive.
Only the strong survive, yes, yeah.
But speaking of Toys R Us, do you remember River Falls Mall?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
I
was
love
so
that.
cool. Why do they not have things like
the
that
big
now?
carousel?
Yeah.
Remember? That was so much fun. Melissa, do you
was.
remember all that?
Yeah.
And just to go, it was so much fun to just go. It was so
Yeah.
festive and just, you know
Right.
what I mean? It just, I like the stores. It was really a fun time there.
It was. Good little activity.
Well, I know one year Sean liked Toy Story, and he wanted all the animal, they would have the Mr. Potato Head, and then the Buzz and Woody and the dinosaur, and it was in the days before you had internet, and so you'd have to call the store and be like, do you have the dinosaur? And then I drove all over Louisville getting all the different pieces that he wanted that were Toy Story.
That's so cute though, but I do love Toy Story.
Yeah.
You gotta love that, yeah. And Mr. Potato Head is Don Rickles does this part, which I got a signed autograph from him. I love Don Rickles.
How cool.
But anyway, you gotta love his humor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pack my angry eyes. I did love Toy Story, but you're right. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have all that, and you had to just kind of go on a wing and a prayer that you might find this stuff.
Right.
know?
Yeah, when you got there, drove all the way from Salem to down there, it would still be there.
Yes.
That's why we're all camped out in
That's
the middle of the night, right before the storm.
totally. Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Yeah. And then when the pony, when My Little Pony and all that. Remember when they had the little ride-on pony? They had all of that stuff. Everything was definitely a challenge. But so I think planning ahead, going back to that, and getting kind of a map or an idea of what you're going to do really does help out.
Pull a holly.
Yeah. Pull a holly.
Have your system down.
Yeah. Pull a holly. I'm gonna use that. Needs to be a T-shirt. Those are the T-shirts we need. Pull a holly.
Right. Yes, it should run
We
like a
all need to go
well-oiled
shopping
machine.
Together. We all need. We need Santa Claus hats, the Santa hats,
Yes.
and pull a holly. That's.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure.
Oh.
Getting organized. I'm not real organized normally. Anyway, I try. I do. I have done better. It's a work in progress.
It'd be hard though with that many girls. Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see fly by the seat of our pants. This is how
Which-
we're rolling.
Yeah, and I think the girls have learned to be that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think my girls are pretty versatile on that. They're pretty good at rolling with things. You know what I mean?
Like it's good to have a schedule, but they can still
Still, bob
roll
and
with
weave.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you have to be that way.
definitely.
Especially in what we do.
Yeah, because when does a full plan ever completely just work out like that?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Never. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But are there any other skills or sets that we need to know about, Melissa?
One of them you had already hit, and that was to plan your spending.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of set a goal as to how much you want to spend, and go out and try to buy things. Like in I can't think of the word I want to use, but like buy things along the way. Don't just like go out and one day try to do all your shopping. Do it a little at a time.
See, that's where I get into trouble at, because like if I get it, I want to give it to you now.
Yes.
I just want to give it to you now and see your face. I can't hold it for a whole month.
Right. Yeah.
I'm too excited.
Yeah. I love that, and I do agree with that. I can see being like that, because I could be a tendency, but I have to do, because I have so many.
Right.
I have been, I'm like a squirrel. I start stacking back the nuts. I've been
the day after Christmas.
Gathering the nuts, yes. And this is where my husband's like, well, do we need it? Yes, we got to buy now. You know what I mean? We got to get, because when you have so many,
Yeah.
and of course, but they do sometimes, they'll go a different route to say something different that they want. So I'm like, no, you can't change it. It's already solid. It's there.
Well, when my kids were younger too, like they would go through phases so quickly that it was like if I got something, like several months ago, like Lily's done had 3 other phases since then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like she's definitely not into the same thing anymore.
Right.
When the Ninja Turtles came back out, my son was super little, and I mean, Ninja Turtles was like a huge deal. Like we'd walk, into a store or something and walk over the little things in the pavement. He'd be like, "The Ninja Turtles live down there, Mom."
Oh my gosh, how cute!
But we actually got him a pet turtle for that reason. And then of course I didn't know that turtles live like 50 years, right? So like committed to a turtle for life, pretty much.
This is so funny. So the turtle lives with you still. Yay!
Yeah.
Yes.
And now we have a hermit crab, and do you think Jackson even cares about either one? No, absolutely not.
It became your turtle.
Absolutely. Like
Jamie, that's
we're lifers together.
That is so funny. That's great. Note to self: turtles live for 50 years.
Yes.
So that's great. That's a commitment.
Yeah, it sure is.
That's adorable. That's really cute though. But what a cool mom. Do you think, Melissa, isn't that a cool mom to go get him one? I mean, to go get him a turtle? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, you're a good mom. You're a good mom.
And he actually stayed in that phase for quite some time. So, was it worth it? Probably so. But now I'm ready to get out of that commitment. And, maybe pass it on to another little boy that, really wants turtle.
That's great.
And a hermit crab.
But he sounds like he's content with you. I don't know.
Yeah, he's all right.
Well, I think I'm a huge fan of the turtles. On that. Yeah. Oh, we had okay, speaking of turtles, I know we're doing squirrel. I know we're going all over. I know, but this is so funny. So there we were coming through, right before Scottsburg, coming out of Scottsburg and coming into Salem, actually around Canton area. And there was this turtle crossing the road, okay? And he was a little guy, and of course I'm one of those, I can't stand the thought of something happening, okay? Of course you're on a highway, right? So I'm like, oh my goodness, we have to save him. We got to get him, okay? So we do a U-turn, okay? So we go around and okay, while we're doing the U-turn, there's cars just flying. Right. Okay, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't watch this. I'm watching this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we pull over on the side of the road, okay? So it's on, actually, Greg, he's driving. It's his side, okay? So he's like, I'll get him, okay? Well, while he's, like, getting out of the car, there's these cars just zooming by, okay? Oh. Which we were off. I don't suggest doing this. I know the United States Police are like, Becky, I'm not promoting to do this, okay?
Right. Stop telling people to save the turtles.
Do this, but I just can't stand the thought of it. So while cars are going by, like I've got my hands like up in my eyes, like I'm like looking, through my fingers, not wanting to see this guy get crushed, okay? So when Greg goes to move him, he like pops up. He backs up, and then he kind of pops up. I've never seen a turtle do this, and he was scared of him. And he was like, he started going the other way. Well, now he's on a highway. This is the highway. So he's like, which I'm watching this, which is hilariously funny. Although I'm making sure that there's not a car coming, and there was not a car coming. But this turtle is scared. So this turtle was really aware that he was in danger here. Okay. So finally he gets a hold of him. He pops him up, or he gets a hold of him, and he puts him over to the side of the road. And I'm like, no, 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 take him further. You know what I mean? This guy's got it, because this little guy is on the move.
Right.
So he puts him over the cliff in the weeds. So I'm like, if he starts coming back towards it, he was so confused, this little turtle.
He was out there pulling a squirrel.
but to watch him move like that, I've never seen one that alert to a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, he was very scared of him, and you know what I mean. But it was comical to watch. Not that he was on the highway; it was very dangerous to watch, but very comical to watch how this turtle was so aware and very scared and was trying to, you know, to move a different direction. And he almost like popped a wheelie.
Right.
He went up on all twos. I was like, I've never seen that happen. I was just like, I wanted to keep
How
him.
crazy.
And I
Right.
don't know, I really did, because I thought, after, you are just the most coolest turtle I've ever seen. But I also thought that I don't know that would be fair to him, because he, you know, let him go to Mother Nature, you know what I mean? Don't put him in
And
captivity.
they do say that if you do stop to save a turtle, you should put him in the direction that he is going. Like, he's probably going to like a water source or something.
That's what I thought too, because I think there was water further.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he was on his.
But I feel like I read somewhere, and I could totally be wrong, but I think they typically tend to stay within the same area, like they have a, you know, like ants have a trail, like turtles kind of have a trail like that they follow. I might be wrong.
The turtle trail.
I probably should fact check
I
that.
would hope, little buddy.
I'm pretty sure.
Little turtle.
Help us on the way, dear.
Right? Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. Well, I could not honestly lay my head down on a pillow at night if that wouldn't have happened. I was prepared to get out, but he was on his side and he said, "I'll get him." So I was like, okay, because I was going to do it, okay, which I probably would have comically, I would have probably fallen and laughed so hard at the refusal of this turtle.
Right.
The way it was almost like a sitcom where, like, you know what I mean, where it was like this turtle was like scared and just like moving and going in a different direction from being picked up. But it was very funny to watch. But he got to the other side and onward ho. Hopefully he's got a big drink of water and he's doing good. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Why the turtle crossed the road?
Yeah, why did to get away from my husband? That hand that was coming down, he was like, hey.
Terrified.
He was meeting his maker.
Probably some poor little boy had already done picked him up and caged him once. He was
Probably.
like, "This ain't happening again."
I'm fighting. You ain't taking me this time.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. But anyway, so where were we at on our shopping? Where are we at? What were we talking about? Turtle. I don't even know where we went, but that was very comical.
We were on planning spending and not buying everything at once.
There we go. Yes. Okay. There we go. Yes. And I'm 100% with that. And I think again that goes with putting the merchandise out. You know what I mean? Putting the merch out. They have some, they have different toys on sale right now. They also have like the Christmas merch out, like if you need to buy a couple ornaments or something you want to add, or or if you fall, they've got all the fall decorations, and I've seen beautiful fall decorations out.
Yeah.
And people that decorate so pretty, they do such a great job.
I knew a lady one time, her name was Mildred, and her, she had this, it wasn't wicker, but it was some kind of something like that. But it was in the shape of a tree, and her daughters would decorate it for every different holiday. But it was always so pretty.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, like a Christmas tree, but for Valentine's Day.
Well, I think people are doing that more.
Yeah,
they're leaving their trees out and they're decorating. Like I've seen Halloween decorations. And
my sister actually did that a year or two ago, and like I walked in and like I thought she was crazy. Why have you not taken down your tree? And she's like, "Oh, let's get ready to decorate it for Valentine's Day." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
But yeah, when she done it and I seen the finished product, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cute."
Sure. And it makes you happy.
It does.
Whatever makes you happy. I've heard someone say the other day, and I was at a meeting, and they said it's too early to put my Christmas tree up, and I'm like, maybe for me it would be, but for everybody, if that's not, do what you do. You whatever makes you happy.
Exactly.
And whatever, I guess, expenditure, whatever you
whatever
spend,
your budget is.
Yeah, your budget. But I've heard people say that they shop and they bring cash, because then they know that when it's over, it's over. They like you're saying, unless I have a certain amount, and when it's done, it's done.
Right, because it's super easy to swipe a card.
And I know another thing that we did, like once the kids started getting like maybe like middle school age and above or so, we would tell the kids like their budget. Like for Christmas, we're spending X amount of dollars on each of you, and then they would give us a list of like what they wanted. And so in a way, it was good for them to be able to see how much things cost and what they could get for that money. And then Sean would always go a step ahead, and my granddaughter does the same thing, where she'll tell you where to get it, where it's on sale, and how much it's going to cost, and then she'll put a link to where you buy it, and then you can just buy it online or buy it on Amazon.
She did pull
I think that's kind of good for the kids to be able to learn that, you know, there's not just this unlimited amount of resources, and for them to be able to get the best for their money.
Oh, I agree. I love that. And she's absolutely gorgeous. Your granddaughter is absolutely beautiful. She is stunning.
She just turned 16
Oh, my goodness.
yesterday.
She is, well, happy belated birthday. She is a beautiful girl, young girl, and I love your relationship with her, and I know how involved you are with her, and she's beautiful. But I love that, for her to realize at this age, at 16, finances, and realize that, hey, this is somewhere you can get it and find it on sale. I think that's...
She'll be a pro by the time
she will be,
you know.
absolutely. Maybe if we go shopping, we should bring her to be...
Right, where do we gotta go for this?
Yes, yes. I love that. And that way, you know, you're not so much... You want to make sure that when the day comes, or when the holiday comes, that everybody enjoys everything. You don't want to be exhausted financially, you know, you don't want to be completely broke, you know. You don't want to have that feeling where, you know, you put so much into it that you're not enjoying it. You know what I mean? You know, regrets, I guess.
And we still throw in, you know, like a couple of surprises that she, you know, that she didn't have on her list, and we would do the same thing for the kids. But, you know, like you said, it's good that you get what they want rather than buying a bunch of stuff and then they're just kind of opening the box and looking at you like, oh, I really didn't want that. Or,
well, and that's such a good idea too, because once they hit a certain age, what do you get? You know, like the age that my kids are at, my grandparents are like, well, we don't know what to get them, you know, and I'm like, well, shoot, I really don't know what to get them either.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, could change from day to day. So, yeah, kind of letting them have a little bit of control like that is
It's not a good feeling when they open something up and you can tell that they're not really happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, and as a mom, you're like, what?
Right, like you might as well just give them socks.
Yeah. I worked so hard, and I got that response. Right? Yeah, I've done some. I've missed it sometimes. You know what I mean? And that really hurts. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So then mine.
like you guys said.
Do what?
I was gonna say, but like you guys were saying, it's like they change so fast in what they like.
Yeah.
Even with like clothes, you know, like Maddie would never have wore something pink, and now she's like, I'll send her something and say, what do you think about this, you know, sweatshirt or hoodie or something? And she's like, I want the black one with the letters in pink. And you're like, I thought you didn't like pink. Right. I thought you didn't like black. And she's like, oh, I do now.
Oh yeah.
So,
that's a teenager. That's right.
For sure.
Yeah.
When Lily was little, her teachers always called her Fancy Nancy. I called her the bag lady, right? Because she would, like, pack up all her little knickknacks in all these purses that she had, and, like, she'd have 3 or 4 on each arm and, like, have to carry them around, like, pink boas, glitter, anything super girly. But she's completely opposite of that now. Like, there's no way you could get her to do that. She's not wearing pink. There is no glitter. There's no fluffy boas or, you know, 10 purses that she's got to take with her.
Right. I love that, though. But my girls were like that. Yeah, they love to dress up and do all that. And, yes. I saw a little girl the other day at the football game, and her brother was playing. And she had this huge bag, and all of her dolls... she had laid out on the bleachers, you know, and she had all of her dolls, and I was like, oh, I can go down and play with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness.
Girl, did you bring your Barbies?
That's right. Can I play? You know what I mean? I felt like that Dad might wonder what, you know what I mean? But I was thinking, oh, I love this, you know what I mean, so much. I mean, not that I don't love watching the football game.
Sure.
Get back to the football game now, but oh my goodness, to go down there and play Barbies, like, yes.
Well, and you just have the one granddaughter, right?
No, 4.
Oh, you have 4 granddaughters.
Yeah,
okay.
we're 10 boys and 4 girls.
Okay, I knew
So
the boys outnumbered, but I thought.
We're 10-4, good buddy.
Phew.
Yeah. So that's why shopping starts early.
Right, of course.
Yeah. So I do know the girls that I do have. We are girly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, there's one that we're like trying to reel in, trying to reel back in.
Cross back over.
Yeah. But she likes scary baby dolls. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah.
See, that's Lily. Like
I'm like, no, we can't do that.
Right.
But anyway, no, it's fun. But I do think if you buy too early, you run that risk. That's why you keep the receipt if you have to go back. You know what I mean? I guess kind of like that. And check the store's policy on return.
Very much.
Because sometimes they'll say after 30 days you can't return it. So always know the store's policy if you are planning on doing that. Go ahead and get it, but keep the receipt. Know the policy.
Well, and one thing I can say, like at Walmart, I usually if I buy something and it's like below a certain amount, I'm like, oh, well, live and learn. I lost the money or whatever. But I had bought a few picture frames that were the wrong size, and I didn't have my receipt, and they said, just put in your debit card. So I put in my debit card I had used, and it all popped up on their screen, and I got my money back.
Yeah, right.
Which is nice.
It's very nice, and Walmart does that. Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy about that, and that has saved me a few times too.
I think their policy, isn't it something like they'll do that, but I think it's only a certain amount of times per year or per whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
yeah.
lifetime. I don't know. I don't know.
But I think they can only go back so far.
Right.
I think like maybe after 2 months they can't, or maybe a month, 30 days. Yeah. As long as you bought it within that time frame. I've had that. It's had to work for me too because sometimes I've lost my receipt. I try to save them, but sometimes, I've lost them.
Yeah, that little piece of paper and everything else that can disappear real quick.
Where is that? Where did I put that?
Right.
Yeah. But I think, anything else, Melissa? Any other tips?
I think we'll kind of table the next ones for the November
Okay.
show.
Okay, because I realized I just looked at the time. Yeah, time's going fast.
Oh,
but I think the takeaway today is, just kind of get it, to avoid the stress, kind of get a game plan, kind of get some ideas. And just like, we're coming up on, the next one would be Halloween. Kind of get a game plan of where you're going to go, what you're going to do, and like your costumes, unless you want to be a pink elephant or a scary tomato.
It was a killer tomato.
Killer tomato.
But it was.
Yeah.
Killer tomato.
I'm kind of just loving every bit of that, Melissa. I think you were given a gift there. I think that was just beautiful, actually. Yeah. But, if you want to kind of plan ahead, or like right now, like maybe if you're doing your, a lot of homemade costumes. I love a good homemade costume, too.
Oh, and there's so many great ideas on like Pinterest
Oh, absolutely. And things you can do at home, but if you want it, but they have the additives too over at Walmart. Like you can get pick up a few things, like if you need something, you can get those additives or like the makeup or whatever you need extras for your costume, or get the costume all together. Whatever works best for you, but you can buy that little by little, so it's not all at once. And they do have the cutest little pumpkins. I mean, they have some really cool boards. I've never seen some of these different things. This produce that they have especially, and I love when people put all that out and decorate with all that.
So we threw a pumpkin and some gourds out one year after everything was over, and put it up there by the fence line. Just tossed it. The very next year, I didn't have to buy gourds or pumpkins. I didn't cover up the seeds, or it just decomposed right there, and the next year we had that. The kids thought that was just amazing.
Sure.
So every time Lily's friend would come over and be like, hey, take a pumpkin. Take a pumpkin, kid.
Take a pumpkin. I love that.
It was they loved coming to Lily's house that time of the year.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and if you're looking for decorations too, I saw that Campbellsburg, they had the big festival this weekend, and they actually, after all their decorating, they were selling this stuff, and of course all of this stuff goes to the committee there to help buy stuff for Campbellsburg. Yeah, and of course to help the festival next year too as well. But like they had the corn shucks, they had the pumpkins, they had all the fall decorations. So you could check with them to see if they had anything left, because they had it. It was absolutely beautiful. So if anybody's looking for those, the corn shucks and stuff, the fodder. That's what I always called it, the fodder. Some people look at you like, what is that?
You know.
Welcome to a brand new hour of the Rick and Bubba Show with Eddie Van Adler, Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Bill Bubba Bussey, and Rick Burgess.
There we go. A brand new hour, as you heard, Team Rick and Bubba all here as we move forward, chatting with you, America. We've covered a lot of topics. You missed something? Not a problem. Not a problem. If you ever miss any Rick and Bubba, you go back and you grab it. The Rick and Bubba podcast archives or our YouTube archives, even the best of hour for Blaze TV subscribers on the video side, and the best of hour for all of you on the podcast side as well. So things to know tonight, Pensacola, Florida. Sherry will be there, my wife, speaking at the women's event at First Baptist Church there in Pensacola, Florida. Ladies, y'all enjoy that time with Sherry. Take care of her tonight. You're in for a big evening. So, Bubba, I mentioned Ryan Seacrest going to the break. We've discussed the mainstreaming of Snoop Dogg. It's and I'm glad that we can forget, some of the things. The transition of him now. People are now sending us his children's album.
Doggy Land.
It's yeah, right. It's
pretty weird.
It's interesting. It is. I just think if Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I think if he had a business that was legal marijuana sales, I don't think it just seemed like it would have been a bit of a scar, on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. If Bert and Ernie.
This is more like Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Right. Yeah.
Remember the Eddie Murphy character?
Right. Yeah. If Bert and Ernie were running Death Row Records, it doesn't. But somehow he's transitioning all of this. So this kind of takes us to all those that have been involved in everything, and this is Ryan Seacrest going to the Wheel of Fortune. Now that Wheel of Fortune bunch, Bubba and I have already told you we don't watch that show because we don't like to spell. We don't know how to spell.
I don't like trying to guess them.
Very frustrating
game. I don't like spelling shows.
It also, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. This is just my own personal battle. I've already told you, and that's the reason why we couldn't stay on it very much last night. If I find myself watching the Wheel of Fortune, I can't explain it. I know it's weird. It's quirky. It makes me think that my life has taken a bad turn. I'm like, I should be doing something productive.
I'm down to this.
I don't know what's happened.
It's not daytime judges shows, really.
It's very similar.
Oh, that's close.
So, Pat Sajak, look, God bless him, Greg. He's on your list of people. Good for you.
Good for you.
He found himself a little gig, and he made a ton of cash. A ton of cash. I will say, though, and I had this discussion last night, I will say I don't know that there is an easier gig for the money than Vanna White.
Yeah.
Guys, Vanna White has made for how many years?
Oh, my goodness.
Because I researched it. $3 million a year to stand next to letters.
And turn them.
And
you don't even turn them.
And there's no need for that. They could do that without her, okay? Oh, yeah. All right, so that's the greatest gig on the planet.